So far we discussed about integer, float, and strings. And there are some more data structures in Python. So when it comes to working with some dynamic data, that means the data which is changing. Let's say if we are getting some data from application, or if we wanted to store some more data with one variable. So in such cases, we have to use some data structures. Here, we have list type, tuple, set, dictionary, these kind of types we have. In other languages, there is a type called array, but in Python, the arrays are lists. So this is like, if you know Java, array list kind of thing. If you know VBScript, yes, VBScript arrays are similar to this list. Why I'm comparing these two? Because when it comes to Java, the arrays are fixed in them, right? Once you create, that's it. So can you increase the size of it, or right? It's not possible. But when it comes to array list, yes, you can do many more things when it comes to Java. Similar to that in VB scripting kind of thing, yes, you can able to do that. But whereas in Python, these arrays are dynamic. So let's see that how these arrays are dynamic. So I'm giving some x equals 10, 20, 30. So that's it. So I'm giving 10, 20, 30. I'm printing the values, print. I'll use x of 0. So it becomes 0, 1, 2, like that. So 0, 1, 2. Very simple. Happily, you can use it and you can print it. Yeah, right? So here it is printed, right? So this is one thing which you have to remember. And the second, we can able to upgrade the values of an array, right? So x dot, you have some methods here, you can see this. So let's say I'm using append. So I wanted to use some value. So I'll say 100, and then let's see that whether this 100 added in x or not. Let us see that, right? So x dot print. So I'm giving that x dot print, save it, then execute it, right? It gets added. So see that the complete array got printed 10, 20, 30, 30, 100. So I've added 100. So you have to understand that Python arrays are dynamic. Now, there is second one. We cannot restrict a variable to have a specific type of data in Python, right? So I will create an integer type of variable, or I will create a string type of variable. No, you cannot do that. If you create integer type of variable, we can update that value to some string. We can update that value to some other that is possible in Python, right? So that's what I'm talking. So what I'm going to do is I will add I'll create an array which is having something like that, right? Some tool is equals. I will say that the name of the tool is Selenium, and the version I will give it as 4.0. That's it. So what happened here? 4.0 it's float, and the Selenium is string. Yes, it is taking, and let us try to print both the values so that we'll understand whether it is storing those values or not, right? So now tool of 0 and dot print, and it is printing tool of 0 and tool of 1. Yes, happily you can use it. Otherwise, you can directly print tool. Yes, it is capable of printing that one too, right? So yes, you can observe. And what happened here? So we got an error. Why? Why we got an error? Let me execute it, then run it. So where we got an error? Object is not scriptable, line 9. So what happened here? Tool of 0 set object is not scriptable. It's not set, right? Oh, what I did, I have used flower braces here. I have to use what? The square brackets, right? So now let us execute this. And then we'll see that what happened. right? Here you can see that. So this got executed in this way, right? So you can give some values and you can able to print them. That is possible. So yes, we will discuss about set. So set is created that way. Okay. So the next concept. So the first thing. So here uh, you can store any type of data with one variable, and you can create a list with square bracket, and you can create any type of data. You cannot restrict that variable or that array to have, or that list to have only specific type of data. No, it is not. You can have any type of data. And second, you can able to update the data after you created that, right? After you created that list, that is possible. This is like the Java array list kind of thing, or VBScript dynamic array where you resize it and then give it. So this kind of thing you can able to do by using list. Yes, there are so many methods you have. Yes, if you wanted to find how many values are there with it, yes, you can do that. Let's say tool, and then I wanted to find how many values are there. So we have a method called len, right? Len of that, and then let's print it, right? So len is a global function, so the built-in function. So that's why you can able to directly use len of, right? It shows there are two values, right? Len will give you length of that particular list, right? And let's say I wanted to find an element exists in this list or not. Let's say I wanted to find selenium exists in tool or not. Tool is a list, and I wanted to find selenium exists or not. So how to do that? So now we have some methods over there. Tool dot. So we can see that there is something called index, right? So you can able to get that documentation here, quick documentation, and it gives you a documentation saying that it is giving returns first index of that particular value, right? Returns first index of value, right? So now tool.index, what this will give you, tool.index of selenium, it is going to give you the first index, right? For our convenience, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 4.0 instead of selenium, right? The print, so it should give you that. If it is not there, it is going to give you an error. If it is there, it will directly give you, and it says that it is there at first position. And if we give selenium, it should give me 0th position, right? Yeah, it should give me 0th position. You can see that selenium is at 0th position, right? So like that, it is giving it. And there is one more. So if there is no value, it gives you an error. Let us get it. Let us get that error and see that selenium 1 is not in list. So now how to get the status without having error? So index is giving you error. How to get the status without having that error? So that's when instead of using index, there is some other I'm going to use. Let us use that. What is that I'm going to use? I'm going to use count. What count will give you? Count is going to give you the count of how many times it is exist, kind of return number of occurrences that value exists, right? So I'm going to use count. I'm giving selenium, so it gives me how many times it is exist, right? Obviously this is one time, and if it is not there, it is going to give you -1 kind of thing. Yes, it is exist in one time, and if it is not there, I'm giving selenium 1. So selenium 1 is not there, and it gives me 0 times. Of course, instead of -1, it gives me 0 times. So remember this 0, it's not the position. It is talking about 0 times it is existing, right? So this is one thing. And the most used way is, it's not even, we are not going to use index, or we are not going to use count. And what we are going to use is, you can specify, you can write something like this. You can use Python and or not or in, right? Those kind of stuff, right? So here I can specify selenium in tool. So I can specify that, so that it is going to give me Boolean value saying that, selenium is there in tool or not. So let's say I'm specifying selen is there in tool. So it gives me, no, it is not there in tool, false. So this comes. And you can also specify selen not in, right? Not in tool. So these kind of things are possible. These kind of things are possible in verifying whether a value exists in a list in a list. And also you can able to sort list, and there are many methods available. You can see that, and here tool dot, right, tool dot, and you can able to sort the values, right? So I wanted to sort the values, how you wanted to sort it. So here if you specify sort, it is definitely going to give an error. Why it is going to give an error? Because there is a string and there are multiple types. So that's why it is saying that it cannot be sorted kind of thing. Okay, I cannot uh, 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 right. Okay, I cannot do greater than or less than kind of things with the float and str, something like that. So in that case, I'm saying that we just need to specify the key value. Okay, how you wanted to take those values. So I want you to take those values as integer or as string, like that you can specify. So when we do that, then it is going to sort without having any issue. So now it is sorted. And how do I know that, whether it is sorted or not? So let's print that tool, right? Let's print that tool, so that we'll come to know that whether it is sorted or not. And remember, sort is a mutable method, because mutable method means it changes the state of the existing variable itself, right? So it is changed. So list is mutable. That's what you can understand. So when we do that, it is not returning anything. It is changing the tool itself, right? And similar to that, there is one more thing. You can also do reverse as well, right? So let's say I wanted to reverse the values. So I'm not doing it. I'm not sorting it now. So when I'm not sorting, it is simply giving it here. And you have one more thing called tool dot sort, and then you have to specify the same thing. So as usual, you need to specify, because it cannot start sort as usual in direct way. You need to specify, and then it is asked a reverse, right? Reverse, yes, reverse true or false. So you need to specify with capital T, true, right? So now it is going to sort, and then in reverse sort. That means usually if it is sort normal way, it is going to have 4 numbers first and then values next. Now, because we have given reverse true, it is giving values first and numbers next, kind of thing, right? So this is how you can able to sort the values. That is one thing that is possible, right? And what else we have? What else we do with list? And there are so many methods. You can just explore all the methods, right? So what this reverse, it is going to reverse the list directly. So without sorting, I wanted to reverse it, and this you can reverse it, and clear it. It is going to clear it, and extend. You can able to extend the values or insert some values at position, right? So pop means it is going to pop, right? It's going to pop the last value of the list, last value of the list. You can see that. Pop, remove, and return the item at index default. The default is last value of the last value of list will be popped out, and then that will get returned. So some x equals some y equals tool dot pop, the last value will be popped. Remove, it is directly going to remove that particular value, remove first occurrence of that particular value. So that's how you have different methods available for list. So this is about list. So now, and we have set. So here I am telling you, before set, let's discuss about tuple as well. Okay. So list means you can able to give values that can be duplicated values or same values, or after giving it, you can able to extend the values, right? And you can do whatever you want after you create that. You can do many things. You can even change the values of list after it is created. But when it comes to tuple, it is fixed in size. First thing is, if we create a tuple with some values, so those are fixed with that particular size. That is one thing. And the fixed values as well. It's like constants. Okay, I'm not going to change that kind of thing, right? So it's like a fixed values and fixed length list, right? So now let us create it. When it comes to tuple, uh, tuple, you have to use parentheses. You have to use parentheses, not square brackets. For list, we have used square bracket, but when it comes to tuple, you have to use parentheses. So I'm specifying some values, right? Right. Okay, similar to that, I'll specify. Okay, selenium. I'll specify and web. Okay, I'm specifying two values here. Right. I'm specifying two values. Right. So now I wanted to extend the value, extend it. So now is that possible? TLST, is that possible or not? So do we have those methods? No, there is no method to extend it. Right, you can see that there is no method to extend it. What you can maximum do it, you can able to find the length of that. You can able to find the length of that. That is possible. You can able to find the length of that particular variable. That is possible, right? That particular tuple. So that's possible. So can we get the values by index? Yes, you can happily get the values by index. No issue at all. No issue at all. I'm happy. We can get the values by using index, right? And can we change the values at a specific position of the index? No, you can't. So that's what I'm telling you. When it comes to tuple, you cannot change it, right? I'll say selenium RC, right? And then let me try to print the values of tuple, right? So TLST and dot print. Let's see that whether it is going to print it. Type error, tuple object does not support item assignment. So item assignment, no, I can't. That's what it says. And second, so it is not possible, right? And as I told you, we cannot extend it. So if we try to use append or something like that, no, there is no method for it, right? So now, obviously, a lot of people, a lot of interviewers ask you, how will you update tuple? That's simple. I will convert tuple to list and then list to tuple. So how are we going to do that? So this is a hack. This is a hack, right? Don't think that this is official. This is a hack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use list of. I'm going to use list of. List of is the constructor where we can able to create list of some values, tuple of some values, set of some values like that. You have some built-in functions where you can create lists or you can convert some value into list. That is possible, right? So list of TLST, I'm giving it, and this will be converted as a list. This will be converted as a list, right? So now what I'm going to do here is whatever the changes I wanted to do, I will do to this list itself. So list of 0 dot sorry is equals to, I'll say selenium RC. So whatever the value I have updated that. So after updating, again plist is equals to, and tuple, right? Tuple of LST. So what I did was I converted tuple to list, and then modified the values, and then again converted this LST to tuple. So LST now returns tuple now returns a tuple here. So it converts LST into tuple and then returns it. So now we are assigning. So we cannot change the value, okay, a single value. We cannot change a single value of a tuple, but we can have a complete fresh assignment to that variable. That is possible. Complete fresh assignment to that variable, right? So now let us print this tuple TLST dot print. Yes, and I'm going to print it. Happy? Yes, it has changed the value. So like this, you can work with tuple. So tuple is a fixed length and fixed in values, right? It's like every value is like constant, but still you have a hack to modify the values of tuple by using list constructor or tuple constructor, right? So this is how you can work with tuple. So what else we have? We have some other thing called set. Yes, if you are coming from Java, you can easily relate that, right? In list you can have duplicate values as well. right? But when it comes to set, you cannot have duplicate values. You can only have unique values, right? So now I'm saying numbers is equals. So set will be created by using parentheses. I'll say 10 comma, 10 comma 20 comma 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 10. So how many values in total? So total, if it is list, it is going to give you the length as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The length as 6, right? If it is list, the length is going to give it as 6. So let us see that. So I'll change it to square brackets. Square brackets means list. So now it is giving me 3, right? But when it comes to list, see that how many it is taking? It is taking 6. Yes. So this is what you have to remember. So I'll change it to flower braces. Right. Yeah. This is important to remember. So flower braces for set, and parenthesis is for tuple, and square bracket for lists, right? And so when it comes to set, the first thing, it will take only unique values. You may give it, but while storing, it will store only unique values. Let us print that. Let us print that numbers. Okay. Then let's see how it works. Right click. Right, it is storing only 10, 20, 30. Don't get confused. Is it storing only in order kind of thing? No, it is not storing in order. So let me try to give some other value. Let me check, whether it changes the order, right? Oh, it is still not changes the order, right? So I'll again give 20 here. Let us see. So it doesn't store in any order, right? The order will be changed, but it's okay. Let me give some 40 here and see that whether the order gets changed. So it is not that it is going to store only in this way. No, see that 40 is it started with 40 in the beginning. 40, 10, 20, 30. So because of that, you can't get the values by using index. So numbers of 0. Let me try to print the values by using index. Right? It should give me an error saying that no, you cannot print that by using this. So set object is subscriptable. It is giving it. So now I cannot give you by index, right? So now how you're going to get the values? Of course, we are going to get the values by using loops. We will discuss in the next video about loop center. But for now, just remember that set is set can store only unique values. That is the first thing. And second, set will not have any order. Set will not have any order, right? So now, is set mutable? Yes, it is mutable. So you have some methods, right? You can able to update with some value. Let's say I wanted to update with some other value, right? And then print numbers. So it will update, right? So set is mutable. So because it is mutable, it is when we say update, it is getting that. So what happened? And update 50, and what happened? 50, 50, 50. Why? Because this is number. Int object is not iterable. Where is that? So I'm updating with 50. Okay, I'm giving update 50, and then let us see. Right. So what happened? Number update. Okay, there is some issue here. I have to see that. Right. So, oh, yeah, it's not an issue. Okay, whenever we say update, we should update by using as a set. Okay, I forgot. Right. So now let's take it and see that what happened. So it got updated. Right. So you need to update. Whenever you say update, you need to give it as right like this. Okay, this is what you have to remember. Update again will take a will take a set. Update again will take a set, right? Update again will take a set, right? Updates a set with union or of itself. So it's going to update with a set, right? So numbers dot right. You have add. When it comes to add, you can add some numbers. No issue, huh? But that's only applicable for update. So when it comes to add, you can happily add without using flower braces. So without using flower braces. When it comes to add, you can do that. But when it comes to update, so remember that. Okay. And okay, so sometimes it will be difficult to remember because of multiple languages syntax, right? Yes, fine. So this is how you can work with set. Yes. What you have to remember, set is mutable. That means yes, there are some methods where you can able to update, right? And it is unique. You cannot get the values by index. So this is what you have to remember when it comes to set. And the next one you have is dictionary, right? Dictionary. So here we have list, tuple, set, dictionary. So what is dictionary? So dictionary also will be created by using braces, let's say user data or tool data, something like that I'm giving. So here I'll say braces, and in braces I have to use name colon value, name colon value. That means the key name value, This is how, this is like a dictionary, right? So I'll say, right, selenium, right, and then I'll specify value for, right, and then I can give multiple values here. Let's say I will specify like protractor, and then I will specify some value like this. So this is how I can able to specify some values. So now how do I get the data? And of course you can directly print the value, no issue at all. You can directly print the value here, tool data, right? You can happily print that value here, right? Here it is taking selenium colon 4 and protractor is 7, like that it is taking the values, happy. And I want to print only selenium, I want to print only protractor, something like that. So then how are we going to do that is print, and then I'm going to specify here print tool data of selenium, tool data of selenium. So here the good thing is it is going to give us suggestions when we are typing. So it is going to give the value of that. So let's say I wanted to find, so tool data of selenium, it is giving 4, right? So if we have something like key and value combination selenium, or the name is selenium, version is 4, something like that, you can have specific to that particular tool. So that kind of information also you can have. Right here I am giving so selenium version number, like that, right? So only one thing, protractor version number. So two keys are there, two values are there here, right? So we have one more thing like, tool data dot, you have some something called keys. So now you will have only keys gets printed here, only the keys, right? Only the keys, right? So the name is, dictionary of keys is giving, and selenium and protractor, like that, right? So if you wanted to get the first key or get the second key, so if you use this 0 or 1, no, it is not going to print it, it's going to give you an error. So because this is not a list, so what you have to do is convert this into list, and then you can do whatever you want, right? Convert this into list, right? And then you can specify list, okay, list, and then specify 0, specify 1, specify 2. So all these things you can give here. Yes, it is now saying 0 is selenium, right? And 1 is protractor. So now you are going to have all this. You are going to have all this, right? So you also have something like, tool dot tool data dot. So you have keys, and you also have items. So items is going to give you the data over there. So it is giving you as two things, first one is selenium and 4, and protractor and 7, like that. So this is how you can able to have the data, right? And yes, here also you have updating of the dictionary, or what we have, okay, tool data dot right, update. So it is again asking you to specify the dictionary. Remember, so wherever you have update, so even for set as well, you are giving a set here when it comes to update. And similar here also, you have to specify. Let's say I wanted to specify some other name. Let's say I'm giving selenium, or I'll say UFT, let's say different two length. So now I'm giving UFT 15, right? So now I should give in this way. If I don't give that, then it is giving me an error. So you have to give in this way. So now let's print this. Let's print this, and tool data dot print. Yes, this gets updated inside of this. This gets updated inside of this. Right? This is how you can able to have data inside of dictionaries. Right? This is how you can able to have data inside of dictionaries. Right? So you can use loops concept to iterate over different data structures, and then we can print the data that is possible. Right? That's what you have to remember here. Right? So any doubts, you can put in comments. Right? Thanks for watching.